What's going on, guys? It's Kyle again with DTOM Knives and Gear, and today we are going to be taking a look at a Benchmade I didn't even know existed. This is the Benchmade 610 Rukus. You talking about a big old Benchmade. Stay tuned. Welcome back. All right, the Benchmade 610 Rukus. This knife was sent to me by my good friend Bad Monkey EDC1. I will have his Instagram link down below, a picture right here. The guy's just really been awesome to me and the channel. He's been a viewer for quite a long time, and I just love the guy to death. He sent me a bunch of different knives, and I was stoked. One of them that he sent was this guy. This is the biggest Benchmade that I have had. Now, I've had the Crooked River, and the Crooked River is a large knife. Now, they have a mini version, a mini Crooked River that a lot of people like. I did like the regular size Crooked River because I like the bigger knives, right? This thing, I wish I had it here, but I ended up selling that one. It is a lot bigger than that Crooked River. So a lot of people are going to like that, and a lot of people are not. I do. This thing is a beast, and I think it looks really cool as well. As you can see, we have G10 and micarta for the handle scales. Now, they also made this in quite a few different variations. They have a Rukus 2, they have an auto, they have all kind of stuff. This has it's almost like a light bead blast satin. I don't know. I think it's just satin, but it just looks a little bit more. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but to me, the blade looks beautiful. It is S30V, and this knife was it was, what was it, 2006 or something, I think I saw where this knife came out. So it's been out for a long time, and it is discontinued. This knife, you can't find. I found it anywhere from $295 all the way up to $450 to purchase this bad boy right now because they don't make them anymore. And it's just a different knife than what I was used to seeing from Benchmade, and especially because it was 2006. Like I was into knives, but not as big as I am now. So I had no idea that this thing existed. And I think it's an awesome, awesome knife. I think they need to go back to making some stuff like this. That's just my opinion. A lot of people probably going to disagree. But I think it's beautiful. Now, this is a Neil Blackwood design. There's your S30V, and there is his maker's mark with a bunch of patent numbers and stuff that I don't think is necessary. But, you know, you have your typical axis lock. I am not sure if this is the stock pocket clip, but I'm pretty sure. And the reason I say that is because it's different than your regular Benchmade pocket clips, and because you have this inset into the micarta. Even though it's using the button head screws there, you got plenty of room for this loop over pocket clip. So it goes in and out of pocket really, really well. And then it is also cut out on this side, so you have an option for left or right hand tip up carry, which is great, and which is really a good thing that Benchmade does on a lot of their knives, is because the axis lock is so ambidextrous. You got to be able to put the pocket clip on the other side, right? So as far as, you know, Benchmades and their actions, I've had really good luck with my Benchmades that I have owned and their actions. I have the Super Freak, I had the Crooked River, I've had a few others, and all the actions have been really, really good. I've heard and I've known some guys who, when they get theirs, they have to really try to tweak it. This one is superb as far as I can do the thumb flick, I can do the reverse flick on the thumb stud, and then, of course, just using the axis lock. Now, because this thing is so big, usually when I operate the axis lock, I have it, and it sits in my hand like this, and I press down with both of my fingers, and it comes out. And I can do this all day long. This is the Benchmade Super Freak, one of the best Benchmades I think they have ever offered, and is the only one currently in my collection. But this thing is so big. If I sit it even in my big old hands, guys, if I sit it in my hand like this, I can't get my fingers up here and have it sit in my hand. I have to have it where the butt of the knife is out of the hand. And so it can be done, but the great thing about the access lock is you can operate it from one side. So if I knock this thing out, I don't even have to put both fingers on it. I can just press it from one side and close the knife. That makes this thing very easy to operate and fidgety. You know, Benchmade, I think, are fidgety if the action is where it needs to be, because this one is where it's at. It is locked up solid as a bank vault. So I am impressed with this knife. I am very sad that it is discontinued and that the price, I don't even know what it cost brand new back a long time ago, but I like it. I like it a lot. What about those ergos? You see the shape of the profile and the profile of the handle where you have your main finger choil. Let me look at that. For my hand size, yeah, it feels really good. Now, if you have different size hands, it may not. But with my big old meat hooks I've got, look how much knife I've got sticking out right there with my big hands. It's got enough room for me to even choke back here to do chopping tasks, I can even put my finger, it's not a finger tool, guys, but I can even put my finger there to choke up on this knife and get really detailed cuts. I love this handle. I think it's really, really nice, and I can do a lot with it and feel comfortable in every single grip. The jimping on this thing, I also really, really like. I like this kind of jimping. It's long, so whenever I'm up here and I've got a saber grip, the jimping in my thumb are in the right spot. They didn't just put it back here. They elongated it, so that was a great move for ergonomics and having the jimping actually do something, because a lot of times the jimping is just right back here and then my thumb goes above it, so it doesn't do anything for me. This one does. I think this is just an excellent design, guys. I really, really do. The G10 and micarta, I think, look beautiful. I haven't seen micarta on a lot of Benchmades. I might be wrong, but I haven't seen micarta on Benchmades, I don't think, for any models. This is the first one that I have seen with micarta. And we need to bring that back, guys. More micarta. I love micarta. I'm a snob, I guess. I really, really dig micarta nowadays. I'm a full tie or micarta I just really love. G10 I still like. FRN, but yeah. I think this is something that we definitely need to bring back in Benchmade. Come on, Benchmade. I know you never watch my videos, but do it. Do it. Because this is awesome, right? I mean, if you guys have seen this before and you like it, let me know. If you've never seen this before, I also want you to let me know, because I didn't. And Bad Monkey EDC he's just a great guy. When he sent this along, I was really, really excited, because it's my size. The action, it's like a perfect representation of a Benchmade that is like for Kyle. I really, really dig it. Now, S30V, especially when this knife came out, was the super steel, right? S30V now is not the super steel of choice for most of us, but it's still a great steel. It's a great user steel. And with this big, huge 4¼ inch blade, you can do anything. Anything you need to do, you should be able to do with this knife. With it being a drop point, a very simple drop point with a saber grind, flat grind. It comes around 20 thousandths behind the edge. So let's see how it cuts, right? So here we go. Let's do the cardboard first. Little piece of cardboard. Hardly any resistance on the cardboard. So win there. What about some paracord? We're going to do a push cut instead of a slicing cut. See what it does? Okay, so there's a little bit of resistance there, but a really nice clean cut. I like that. Let's see if I've got enough to do kind of like the slicing cut. I always do this to myself and don't have a lot of room. So I'm going to do a slicing cut. Okay, so yeah, that was no resistance on the slicing cut. So very, very nice. How about the twisted scissor? We are going to do the slicing cut for this one. Slipped right off. There we go. So the first one was me. Definitely resistance. This is definitely a tougher material, but this thing cuts, and it really cuts well. 20 thousandths behind the edge is about normal for an EDC knife. Now, granted, this is a big old boy for EDC for a lot of people. I get that. It's also not a light guy. But holy crap, if you, an outdoor work knife, yeah, I think it's awesome because the materials and everything, it's thick enough this way to feel my big old hands, comfortable in just every grip. I mean, I can, obviously I don't ever use my knives in other grips, but I'm talking as far as a hammer or saber grip in the choked back position, the choked up or middle position, and then this position. I mean, there's really no position that I can put my hand in on this knife where I feel uncomfortable. Now, granted, because this does come up quite a bit, which I like for in pocket, I can feel the pocket clip. I can really feel it in the choke back position, which is not usually the way I would carry this knife or cut with this knife. This position I think feels fine, and then of course it feels about the same with this choked up position. So pocket clip, you can feel it, but it's not a big deal, especially when you have fat hands like mine. So all in all, I really like it. Let's go ahead and get some size comparisons on this guy because it's a biggin, and it's a biggin. All right, let's take a closer look. Look at just the way that they've done the G10 and micarta, which I think, I don't know, this whole thing might be micarta. I think this and this is micarta, but I can't really tell. On the website, it says G10 and micarta, so I was assuming this is G10, and of course this is the micarta. And I think that's the way it is, but it's really hard to tell. It's very, very well done. Now, of course, you see this opening here because the pocket clip is reversible. Some people might not like the way that looks. Maybe, to have a filler there for that purpose. But as you can see, the screws go all the way through, so you really couldn't do that. But you do have a lanyard hole there. Full steel liners, just, open construction with the barrel spacers. So this is a very, very sturdy knife. Like it feels overbuilt, even with these materials. This thing's not going anywhere. It's not going to break on you. It's just really, really well done. Let's go ahead and get a better look. There you go. Your Neil Blackwell. Love that maker's mark. And of course, your Benchmade butterfly. Just a really cool knife that I am so surprised about that I've never seen it before. Let's go ahead and get some size comparisons. Okay, so here is the only Benchmade in my collection as of right now, the Super Freak. I love the Super Freak. It is a wonderful, wonderful knife, and as you can see, it is dwarfed by the Rukus. I mean, dang, this is a huge, huge difference. What about the Spyderco PM2? These are your regular EDC size knives. Some people even call these bigger knives. And as you can see, they don't compare at all to the Benchmade Rukus. And that's something that really gets me going. How about another bigger knife in the collection? I have a lot of knives that are out with other reviewers, guys. So there's knives that I would like to be able to put, but if I don't have them here. This is the Medford Marauder H. Big knife, right? Look at it compared to the Rukus. I'm telling you. And then, of course, another long guy. This is the Voyager XL Tonto. So as you can see, definitely a smaller knife than this guy. But I just wanted to give you an idea that it's a big old boy. Okay, it's no joke in the pocket. So let's see, because full steel liners, micarta and G10 don't weigh a lot, but because it's 4 steel liners and a very long blade, we're looking at 10 and 1/8 inches overall with a 4 1/4 inch blade, 6 inch close length, 150 thousandths on the blade thickness, which is really good, I think, and then 20 thousandths behind the edge. Let's see what all that equates to weight, because yeah, it's not light. It's not your bug out, guys. 7.75, floating between 7.7. So yeah, you're going to feel it in your pocket. Guys, I wear a lot of stuff and I wear a heavy belt. So this knife really did carry well because it's not too thick this way. The pocket clip just worked amazingly. And so I didn't really have a problem with it in pocket. Of course, I only carry my primary knife in my front right pocket. If you have other things in your pocket, with this knife, it could be, maybe. It's still a relatively good profile. It's just a very long knife, and I loved every second of it since I've had it. I really, really did. I think it's a beautiful representation of what Benchmade can do and has done in the past. Not to say that their stuff now is not well done. It's American company. We always love that. It's just some stuff I'm not usually. I don't know. Some of the designs, you know, you got your classics that everybody loves, and even I do, but I didn't feel like I needed a bunch of those in the collection, other than this guy, because the Benchmade Super Freak is still truly one of my favorite knives, and it definitely is my favorite Benchmade as of right now. But if I had this would probably be my favorite Benchmade, I have to admit. Even though it's very, very big, for most people, it's in my wheelhouse. I love carrying knives with a very long blade to be able to get done what I need to get done throughout the day, which is nothing. I really only do certain things in my EDC that I don't need that blade for. It's just something that I like. I mean, we're all different in the way we, you know, what we like in our collections, right? So a lot of people are going to be like, that's just way too big. It's a pocket sword. Totally get it. You are correct. But then you got guys like me and Bad Monkey who we carry stuff like this because it brings us happiness and it's a good tool. So anyways, Bad Monkey, you are the man. I really appreciate you sending this guy along. It was a very big surprise, and it was one that I truly enjoyed checking out and carrying. Guys, stay safe in this crazy world that we are living in, and we will see you in the next one.